What's going on, family? If you hear noise in the background, it's raining outside, so you're gonna hear like a lot of raindrops, a lot of thunder and lightning. You might even hear cars driving by, the sound of trucks, noises of machines in the background. So it's kind of it's raining hard outside, so it's like a thunderstorm all this weekend. So when I record the stuff, you're gonna hear like a lot of rumbling, the sound of raindrops on the roof, raindrops on the windowsill. So if you hear that noise in the background, that's just Mother Nature doing this thing. And I'm just sitting here recording and just thinking about a lot of stuff. And the hot topic currently is the whole topic of reparations, and the election cycle is coming. The Democrats prepping up for the debates and for the 2020 election, and they're trying to get all the black votes they can get. So they try to appease the black people, talking about reparations and try to get people's emotions riled up about the white man owed them something for slavery that happened over 150 years ago, before anybody Presley walking the earth was born. My opinion on reparations, I'm not totally against it, but my thing is that it should have been done immediately after slavery, right after the Emancipation Proclamation. But to bring it up now in 2019, going on 2020, yeah, I find it pretty much very ridiculous to bring it up. And it doesn't make sense why they still bringing up the whole idea that there's systemic racism and white supremacy. I mean, the system is white supremacist and all this kind of stuff. And I always bring up the fact that we had a black president in office for like 8 years, 2 terms. So if this really was a white supremacist system, why would they allow a black person to be the head of the nation, the head of quote unquote white supremacy? If they allowed a half breed like Obama, to be president in the office for 8 years, 2 terms. So, and if you really think about it, because I've been part of a lot of the black conscious community for like a long time, and they will say like, well, the United States is the symbol of white supremacy. The United States is the baddest white nation in the world, and okay, if that's the case, then I mean, let me just backtrack. They will say like generations, decades. Black people have been saying for decades that if only there was a black president, everything be okay. We get our reparations, we get our freedom. If only there was a black person in the White House. But they had Obama for 8 years. United States had a black president, and nothing's really gotten better. We still in the racism, white supremacy. And when I saw that for my own eyes, I'm like, you black conscious folks, man, you just bullshit. So they're pretty much fear mongers. I don't really call them the conscious community. I call them the fear mongering community because it's all about fear mongering. They're not, and if you notice, a lot of people who listen to this, they're probably from a different social scene, social circle. But the social circle where I come from is the pro black conscious movement. It's like a totally different world. And it's kind of like they'll say like, this is the white man's system, we oppressed, and this and that, and everything. And but it's like since Obama came into office, and plus he got the rise of white liberalism. What I'm saying? This is like all the talking points that black conscious people have been saying for decades. White people are championing it. So it doesn't make sense why why they still bringing up like old rhetoric that's outdated, you know. But don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's still like instances of racism here and there. Don't get me wrong, I'm not delusional. There are still racists out there. There's still real Nazis out there, stuff like that. But it's not like the 1950s, the 1960s, 1940s, 30s, 1800s. You just can't just be fear mongering all the damn time. If you live in the world where you got like black doctors, black lawyers, black astronauts, black brain surgeons, you got celebrities making billions of dollars. I just heard on the news that Jay-Z, who's the first hip hop billionaire, got a power couple with him and Beyonce. Saying athletes, basketball players, football players make millions of dollars. So you can't really say that black people are being held back because there is evidence of black success going back decades. Black people in politics, black people in the military, black people in Congress, stuff like that. So, it's nothing really holding black people back. The only thing that's really holding black people back is the toxic social status quo within the black community that's holding black people back. And that toxic social status quo always trying to like reinforce that we oppressed. We were enslaved. The police are after us, and the police are evil. White people are evil, and it's a very shallow rhetoric. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there was a time where that rhetoric was needed at a certain time in the past. But this is 2020. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we already had like a black man in the head white supremacist, quote unquote, seat of power for 2 terms. So, and mostly white people voted for him. So don't give me that rhetoric like the white man's the boogeyman's out to get us. I read too much, I know too much, I'm too smart, and and I think like on social media, a lot of black people are scared to debate me because I know more about black history than they do. You know what I'm saying? Because they just going by shallow rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? A person like me, man, I can give you facts, books, the page number. I got the lecture on cassette. That's how far back I go, man. I still got stuff on cassette and VHS that I bought back in the 90s that are old that I could reference. Most of these guys, they just reference social media memes. you know. Yeah, but anyway though, I'm just in here ranting and everything. I just want to get that little tidbit off my chest. So I suggest that we look on my YouTube channel, my BitChute channel. Just watch, listen to my other rants and my other videos that I put together, and make sure that you like, subscribe. All right, guys, peace out.